Hello, everybody, and welcome to Module 5 of Infusionsoft Advanced. Today, we're talking all about just customizing the user dashboard. And the benefit to this is really if you are working with a client or if you yourself has a team and different people are logging in as users into Infusionsoft, you can customize their dashboards. Now, I actually use this quite extensively when I had a client who had a sales team. And what we did was we set up each individual user's dashboard that would show them their sales pipeline, their sales, their number of email correspondence, their contacts, all this good information that's almost just a dashboard to kind of give them a sense of where they are, especially if they're in sales and they have commissions or something that they have to hit, numbers or goals they have to hit each month. The dashboard can really be useful. Otherwise, it can be used for several different things just to kind of give you a quick snapshot of kind of your email marketing, any tasks that you have, your contact list. You can do custom reports. And so instead of going to different menus to pull reports, that's what the dashboard can do for you. So this is really kind of a fun little thing that you can give can use for yourself or use for your clients. So we're going to review Module 4, and then we're just going to kind of spend some time customizing what we call the home dashboard or the user dashboard, because it really is unique to the user that's logged in. And so that's the beauty of it. You can actually set up user dashboards for other users as well. So as always, the recordings and resources are in the library. Make sure that you download these. They are yours to keep. There is no time limit on those. If for some reason that you lose a password or you can't download something, please let us know. We do change the passwords on these at least once a quarter. So if for some reason you need to get back in and you can't access it, you can always send us an email at help@techiementor.com, or you can always get into the private Facebook group as well. And as I mentioned, I'll give you additional access for the next several weeks to the practice sandbox. So Module 4 was all about campaigns. We looked at actions, goals, terms, decision nodes, and performance. And probably the biggest takeaway for you for campaigns is to have a roadmap, to understand the strategy and the funnel that your clients or yourself are using in order to get the most out of it. If a campaign is not working correctly, you need to look at the goals, because the goals may not be set up correctly or they may not be being met. So let's talk about our dashboard. So again, this is a user dashboard or a home dashboard. You can call it either. And this is what you see when you log into Infusionsoft. And basically, it's just a home page full of widgets. And the widgets, you can customize widgets. A lot of the widgets has specific settings. You can also change the layout of the page. You can have multiple columns or one big column. But basically, it allows you to customize the information for the user. For sales, right? If you have a sales team, you can have widgets on their home dashboard that's just about sales. If you have a marketing team, right? You could have just on their dashboard marketing information. So, your click-throughs, your bounce rate, your open rate, that type of stuff. If you have a sales department and a fulfillment department, which means you're selling physical products and somebody's actually putting it together and shipping it, you can do fulfillment reports. Or you could just do generic reports overall. So some of you might go, yeah, I don't see the use for this now, but my point is that I didn't use it much either until I got a client that had a sales team, and we really used it quite a bit. So it is really kind of nifty. As I mentioned, there are widgets, and these are some of the widgets. Actually, we're going to look at all the widgets. Recent activity, which kind of gives you a snapshot of what's going on, and you can choose what is considered recent, like today, yesterday, this week, this month. So realize that not every widget, but a lot of widget has the ability to customize, basically filter and group information. Email statistics, so that would be a great thing for anybody who is in marketing, right? You have an RSS feed, which kind of gives you the RSS, the feed for everything that's been happening within your Infusionsoft. So similar to the RSS feed that you can do for blogs, which you can subscribe to and kind of just, it's a digest is basically what it is. So you can kind of see everything in a feed. Calendar items, so if you use the calendar in here, you use tasks or opportunities, or again, sales team might use the calendar to actually schedule appointments and follow up. So they could see that in a snapshot. Custom statistics, so that can be statistics on your email stats or your sales or your fulfillment. Pipeline stages. Now, pipelines are something that you set up manually in Infusionsoft, and the pipeline is based on the pipeline for your sales funnel as well as your sales team. And so pipeline stages would be good for anybody who is in sales or anybody who's in a managerial position if they want to see what's going on with taking prospects and making them clients. More widgets, task. So if you use the task feature in Infusionsoft, you can have that on your homepage so you can see what your tasks are for today or tomorrow or anything that's late. You can create, save, searches, and reports. and they can show up. So if you have special reports that you run, you can save those and add those to the dashboard. Usage stats, contacts, email, all are sales, and then fulfillment jobs, as I mentioned. So these are all of the different widgets that you have. As I mentioned, great for businesses that have a team. And it's just a great way to kind of customize. If somebody in your business is doing something specific for your business because maybe they're the marketing person or maybe they're the salesperson, it allows them to see everything kind of in a snapshot. Each widget has different settings. You can filter and group according. You can do simple tasks from the individual widgets. And again, custom statistics uses functions and filters to display the data. So we're going to just jump right over and have a look. So this is my dashboard. So when you're logged in into the Sandbox, now I know there's only 2 additional logins, and you guys are probably going to be changing this, but this is what you see. So if I was to log in as Daisy or any of my other users, I would see something different. I'm logged in as me. And so this is your home, okay, when you hit the home button. Now you can see that it's going to update this. And it's really easy to work in here. You can drag and drop these, right? You can remove them by clicking the X. You can update them by clicking on this little round arrow. It'll just reload it, okay? You can see a lot of these have specific information that you can add filter by. And then notice at the bottom of these, I can send an email or I can add an order or I can change my settings or view all results. So my point is a lot of your widgets allow you to do simple tasks from that widget, okay? So we're going to kind of go through this, and I just showed you how you can move some of this stuff. So let me just remove this. Remember, it just removes it from the page. It doesn't actually delete it. So first of all, you can change your layout by clicking on Change Layout. And this just allows you to change what it looks like, right? So you can do 2 columns, 1 wide column, 2 narrow columns, 2 wide columns, 1 narrow column, 2 wide, 1 wide, you know. I have this one. So I can change it to this one. It says, look at me in an empty column, so I can put something over here. So my point is that you can change the layout at any time, okay? So let me show you the different widgets. So we're going to click on Add Widgets, and we're just going to kind of go through these, okay? We're going to go one at a time. So here's your recent activity, and it tells you a little bit about each one. This one shows you who has recently opened an email, clicked a link, opted out, reported spam, filled out a web form, and more. So this is really good snapshot of what's going on in Infusionsoft at any time. All you do is click Add to Dashboard. And yes, you can have the same widget on here several times. Now, I only have this on here once, and let me just get rid of some of this so it's not so busy. And I'm going to go back to I like the 2 column layout myself. So I changed it back. Okay, so here's recent activity. And once again, you can update it, and it tells you that, you know, this was part of the campaign stuff. Filled out a web form recently. I can view activities for today. So it shows me that, and go back to my start page. Okay. That's basically it. So that's your recent activity. You can see that much. And remember, this is a sandbox, so you obviously are going to have a lot more activity in a live working Infusionsoft. RSS feed, we're going to add that real quick. And here it is right here. So you can see this is all the information that's been going on in here. Do you really need a blog? How to balance work and life? All of this kind of stuff. And this is the blog feed. So this is Infusionsoft's blog feed, but you could click edit and you could put your website's blog feed in here. So you would have that here. Right now it's just Infusionsoft. So my point is that you can change the RSS feed to be whatever you want. If you created a specific RSS feed for something, you can easily add it here and just simply change the URL. So let me get rid of that because it takes up a lot of room. Calendar items. Okay, so you can see appointments and tasks. And the nice thing about this is you can, especially if you're an admin, you can actually change. And I can look at Daisy's information. Look at mine. So you can also change the date. Okay, now you can add a new appointment from here or a new task. So remember, I'm saying some of these, it's very easy for you to add simple things. So there's your calendar. And remember, you can just drag and drop these anywhere you want them to be. So let me get rid of that one. Now the usage stats, always a good thing to see because you can see the number of logins, the contacts that have been imported, the emails, web forms, all this kind of stuff. Just kind of gives you some quick statistics. So we'll go to custom statistics. Now with this one, you're going to have a little more things that you can do. You can either do a saved search or a saved report. Now, this means that you've had to save the search or save the report before you can do the custom statistics. You can also rename this to be whatever you want it to be. So I could say, I could say current sales, for instance. Now, if I have a sales report that I've done, I can go over here and say, okay, well, what kind of function does it? Does it count? Does it sum? Does it average? Does it min? Or does it max? So these are basic formulas that it's going to run on the report or the search that you have. Now I don't have any saved reports, but I do have some saved searches. So I can go over here and I can say I want to sum up my contacts, and then I can say how many were imported, and I can say the ID number, right? And then I can give it a statistic, or I can say current import. So I want to see how many people have been imported, and I can hit save and add. Okay, and obviously there's nothing there yet because it doesn't show me anything. But that kind of gives you an idea. So you've got save search and save report. Now, obviously save report, there's not a saved report, otherwise I'd be able to see it. Okay, but there's your save search. So I can count some, average, min, or max. So let's see if I can do a count here. There we go. So I saved it. Now you can see my current imports are 469, and then my current ones that I did for one shopping cart was only 48. So this could just give me, and I should probably do. Now this is really useful, again, for people who are in sales or who need specific types of reports, because you can then take the reports and add them. So if somebody wants to know how many sales they've had this month, based on people in Arizona, you can do those type of statistical reports in here, and you can add multiple. See how I can add another one? So I can have oh, come on, stop it. My mouse is freaking out here. So now I've got my current imports, I got my clients import, and I got my hot leads. Okay, so that's basically your custom statistics, and you can add many of these on here. So you could add another one and have another section, or you could just run them together like you do here. You could delete any of these anytime. Okay. So custom statistics is really nice if you want to actually have the ability to run functions on information within Infusionsoft. But here's the thing, is that you have to have either the save reports or the saved reports or save imports, and you have to have the fields available to do the type of function that you want, whether you're summing or averaging or counting, that type of stuff. So realize the custom statistics is very subjective to the type of information you have and the way it's set up in Infusionsoft. Pipelines. So here's my pipeline. I have 2 new opportunities. Okay, and then I have 0 working, 0 close. And then I can click on settings, and from here I can do additional things. I can show which ones, I want. I can show who it's for. All users are just a specific user, so I can just do it for me. Right? I can go back into settings, and you can edit the pipeline from here. So you could go in and add additional pipelines. You can also edit the pipeline as well. Remember, this is something that you have to set up, and this is part of when you implement Infusionsoft. This is something that they help you with. Okay, I'm just going to go back to home. And by the way, you can get to the dashboard under home and dashboard as well. So that gives you another way. You can go to my day, calendar, tasks, but you can put all these on your dashboard, so you don't have to do that. All right, so let me get rid of pipeline. Task. So I'm going to add my task to my dashboard. So this is kind of cool. If you use this for task, you can past due. So you can say I have a past due task here. I can do future. I can do all. Okay. I can complete this task. I can delete it. I can also look at other results here. Now, if I have a lot of information, it would give me additional information here, but you can see that I only have that one. And so if I want to complete that task, I could just hit complete here, and now it's done. I can add a task from here, right? As I said, so you can do some simple things from here. So if you use this for task management, this is a great thing to add to your dashboard, because it would kind of give you an idea of what you need to be doing today. Again, save, search, or report. This is what we used in the statistics right here. But you can view any of these. So I only have these import ones that I did. So these are just contacts for the Techie Mentor, right? I do my hot leads. Okay, and there's 70 of them. And when you hit settings, you can choose how many you want to see per page. You can do up to 20 per widget. So these are my current hot leads, and then I can hit view all results to be able to see. And hot leads are something that, again, it's user defined. It's part of your pipeline, and it's also part of your lead score. All of this has to be set up in order for it to come through, okay? Oops. Now I'm thinking this is getting kind of busy, so let me get rid of this. There we go. So you can see a little bit more. Contacts. I think I already have this on here, but like I said, you can have multiples on here. So there's your contacts, right? Tells you how many in the last 30 days or 90 days or the last year. You can add a contact from here. You can import. You can also filter by tag. So I could say webinar. So I could see how many have been added in the last 30 days. Now you may have to update this, but you can clear the tag. So you can look at it by tags as well. Okay. So I'll kind of show you that as well. And then you can also update that. You can add and import. And then the last one we have is fulfillment jobs. So this isn't going to be a really long one, but we don't have any fulfillment, so there's nothing to display. But fulfillment is only for somebody who really has a fulfillment department, or maybe a fulfillment company, that distribution company that packages and distributes physical products. So this may not be something that you see very often. It really depends on the business, on how you. So that's really all there is to it. You can easily come in here and customize this to fit your needs. I'm kind of a less is more person, so this would be good. Now here's your email, and this kind of shows you the report. You can click on it to get additional information, which will just take you to the broadcast information. And this home button will always take you back. You can also get to it under your dashboard. You also have the ability to do like My Day, which would show you if you have any appointments or tasks. You can look at your calendar from there and your tasks. Now, this is if you're using Infusionsoft to do any type of task. Some clients actually assign things to their teams through here. They have tasks, they assign appointments and meetings, and then they also have the additional things in here that they can see. So you can add that. And you got an inbox, okay? So that's kind of an inbox that you can use within Infusionsoft. And then you have files, which would be any company files that you would have uploaded. You can get to those here, your digital products for digital things, your company images, company files, and then this would be your specific files. So by clicking on the home button, you get there. And then the other thing you can do is remember your nav, my nav, you can set that up by clicking on edit here, because you can choose what you see in here, right? Email and broadcast, referral partners. So if I say, well, I don't want referral partners, I can take that out. And if I say what I really want to do is I need to have the data cleanup in there, and I really need to have users in there. So now what I've done is I've just changed my menu. So now I have this instead. So all that does is allow you to customize the menu so you don't have to go bumping around to find information. So that kind of gives you some ideas on that. And one last thing real quick. Each section, the CRM, the marketing, and the e-commerce, as well as the admin, they all have reports. So there are canned reports that you can get. Here are your referral partner reports. These are already done. You also have canned sales reports that you can easily pull up. You could do your sales pipeline summary, right, with any of these. With this, you can, edit the criteria that's in them, all that kind of stuff. So you have the ability to go in under any of these and look at reports. And you're going to have a list of all of the different reports that are canned. Now, saved reports would be any that maybe that you have changed a little bit. So for instance, email broadcast, if I was to come in here and make changes to this, I would simply hit save to create a new one. And a lot of times people are going to go in and change their reporting based on their individual needs. So here's your order reports. So you could go in here and look at your receivables. And so I could actually create this, right? I could go in here and I could edit some of the criteria, right? I can do different criteria. I can add custom fields. I can add columns. So you can actually go in and make some changes. And then what you can do is save it as a different report, right? So I could go in here and save this report as right? And then if I was to go back to my dashboard, I told it to add the special report to my dashboard. So here it is, right? And then I can go in here and do my settings and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's my save report. So I'm just showing you that that's another thing you can do. You can easily create reports. Every section has a reporting feature underneath it, so you can see all this information. And then just simply save it. You would have a saved report. So that was a simple section. But I do think it's interesting to know that and instances when you might use it for a client. So your homework is pretty simple. So just try these. I've given you some ideas here: recent activity, contacts, maybe do a custom statistics, email. Take a look at some of the reports and see what interests you, but just try the custom dashboard and see what works for you. It is good to know this because, as I said, I've had clients that really wanted to use it to customize for their different users, especially if you have a sales team, right, or a marketing team. Okay, so today was just customizing the home dashboard and then the homework. Email me, help@techiementor.com, or jump over to the Facebook group and post anything that you have questions on. And I just want to say a big thank you. We've got 2 more coming. The next one's talking about strategy, and then the last one will be a mock project that kind of brings everything together. See you then. Bye.